What is up, Space Pirates? I am your captain, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and I also hope you enjoy being able to tell people that you disagree with, "I told you so," because we're going to be doing a whole lot of that today.
I told you! Yep. I told you!
We have issued warnings for years now to these media companies. Stop trying to preach to us. Stop trying to change us. Stop trying to tell us that we are somehow evil and unclean. Or else.
Or else what?
Or else the fans that are taken for granted will walk away. The fans will stop caring. The fans will stop giving money and stop giving a shit about new material, and will use old material to sustain us. And that seems to be where we are at with Doctor Who. The Christmas special just came out, and in this video we are going to take a look at the ratings for it. Spoiler alert, the first outing for Ncuti Gatwa is not good. It did not do well in the ratings. In fact, statistically, it is the most pathetic opening for a new Who in the history of the show.
I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner.
Keep telling yourself that, Doctor Who showrunners, but people are tuning out, and it's your fault. Maybe you don't care. There doesn't seem, after all, to be any accountability at these media companies, but I am embarrassed for you. I don't know how long it will take before you finally decide to stop preaching the message. I don't know how low the ratings can go before you quit, but I am very interested to find out.
Hey, did you guys give up? Have you had enough pain?
Never!
Oops.
Alright, me hearties, make sure to like this video. It really helps me out with the algorithm, and if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, then please do so. My handle is Dr. Disaster1. In any event, let's have a look at today's article published by the website That Park Place. The headline says, Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor Who Christmas Day special ratings are second worst debut in history. Viewers abandon the show's degeneracy. The overnight ratings are in for Ncuti Gatwa's debut as the Doctor in the BBC's Christmas Day special, and they are not good.
Well, that's f***ing not good.
No, this isn't very good for the people behind Doctor Who. A new Doctor should be a cause for extreme interest, but instead, the show is staring down the barrel of extreme apathy. Remember, folks, I've been preaching this for a long while now. Apathy is the key to shutting these woke narcissists down. As space pirates, it is our duty to load the apathy cannons and fire mercilessly until the creators of these shows are positively stamping their feet in frustration because nobody is paying any attention to them. But anyhow, the article reads, the BBC reports the Doctor Who special, The Church on Ruby Road, only saw viewership at 4.7 million. This is just marginally better than the final 60th anniversary special that saw Gatwa take over the Doctor in The Giggle. That episode had viewership of 4.62 million. The other two previous 60th anniversary specials featuring David Tennant as the Doctor saw viewership at 5.08 million and 4.83 million. So basically, the reintroduction of David Tennant saw a marginal increase for the show from those of us who were nostalgic and or morbidly curious about seeing him again. But now, the show's ratings have fallen back down to the levels of the end of Jodie Whittaker's run once again. This is an inauspicious start for the 15th Doctor, or as I like to call him, Doctor.
What the hell is even that?
In fact, Gatwa's debut ratings as the Doctor are some of the worst in the entire show's history. Jodie Whittaker's debut episode, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, had overall viewership of 10.96 million. Now stop and think about that. At the beginning of her run, Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor was a curiosity. We all wondered, morbidly, what this spectacle was going to be like, and the ratings were admittedly good, but by the end of her run, they were averaging less than 5 million viewers per episode for the last season, despite their use of David Tennant, who was, of course, the most popular Doctor as the 10th Doctor back in the day, despite them using him to drum up interest in between these woke experiments. They don't seem to have regained those viewers with the next Doctor. Anyhow, the article says Peter Capaldi's debut as the 12th Doctor in Deep Breath saw viewership at 9.17 million back in 2014. Matt Smith's debut in The 11th Hour in 2010 saw viewership hit 10.08 million. Tennant's 10th Doctor appeared at the end of The Parting of the Ways back in 2005 and had viewership totaling 6.91 million. His first episode by himself, The Christmas Invasion, hit 9.84 million viewers. Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor premiere in Rose in 2005 saw viewership hit 10.81 million. Now, looking even further back, Paul McGann's 8th Doctor, who appeared in the TV movie, had viewership hit 9.08 million in 1996. In 1987, Sylvester McCoy's debut, Time and the Ronnie Part 1, saw viewership hit 5.1 million. Colin Baker's debut in The Caves of Androzani Part 4 had viewership of 7.8 million. However, his first debut by himself was in The Twin Dilemma Part 1. That episode's viewership was 7.6 million. Peter Davison's debut in Castrovalva Part 1 in 1982 had viewership hit 9.1 million. And you know what's really pathetic? It's pathetic that the 5th Doctor in 1982 had viewership of 9.1 million, whereas here we are in 2023, over 40 years later, with a massive population increase, and the show has managed to shrink in viewership by roughly half. Now, one could argue that what they're trying to do these days with Doctor Who is appeal to a new audience with this woke stuff, but I really don't think that it's working. Obviously it's not working, because by doing this, they are alienating a massive swath of their original fans. The best way forward, in my view, is to continue what works and let parents who love Doctor Who pass it down to their children. From a purely business, financial standpoint, that makes the most sense. But I get the feeling that their decisions are not based on finances these days. They're not even based on wanting to keep this cultural icon alive. They don't really seem to care about Doctor Who. They care about the message. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the article, which says Tom Baker's 4th Doctor debuted back in 1974 in Robot Part 1 to the tune of 12.1 million. John Pertwee's 3rd Doctor debuted in Spearhead from Space Episode 1. Its viewership hit 8.4 million. Patrick Troughton's 2nd Doctor's The Power of the Daleks Episode 1 debuted in 1966 with 7.9 million viewers tuning in. Finally, William Hartnell's first Doctor debuted in An Unearthly Child back in 1963. It's the only premiere that Gatwa's Doctor beats. It premiered with 4.4 million viewers. However, Hartnell's first Doctor would see viewership increase over the next 10 episodes. Initially, it increased to 5.9 million. In the third episode, it went up to 6.9 million. By episode 7, it hit 8.9 million. With episode 8, it increased to 9.9 million. By episode 10, it hit 10.4 million. Alright, so you can't really compare the first and 15th Doctors, because obviously the first Doctor had no established audience. It was a brand new show. On a blank slate, they got 4.4 million viewers back in 1963. Gatwa's Doctor has 60 years of fans to lean on, and there is a massive population growth in the world, and they barely beat the 1963 show. This is what they get, though. This is what we've been warning them about. This is what was always going to happen. We told them. How many damn times must we tell them we don't like to be lectured at, and we don't like to be preached at? We just like some quality sci-fi with a universal moral tapestry that we can all unite behind and understand. I will say this, though. I don't much care for the way the rest of this article goes. I will read a little of it here. The ratings for Gatwa's The Doctor are only surprising in that more people haven't tuned out due to the show making it abundantly clear it's promoting a sinful, hedonistic, and degenerate message. This was made abundantly clear in The Star Beast, where it fully promoted evil transgenderism, and I'm just gonna stop there. If you personally want to read the rest, the link will be in the description. I don't do this holier-than-thou thing from either direction. I have my own religious stance, and I mean it when I say I don't want to be preached at. Not from either side, but please listen, wokesters. That is what you sound like to us when you won't shut up about your crazy ideas.
Sorry, good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article.
And don't get me wrong, I mean no offense to anyone who's Christian and has strong Christian views. I was raised as a Christian myself, but I really don't get off on calling people evil. In fact, I detest moralism in general. It's one of my least favorite things about the wokesters. We tell them they're wrong, and they tell us that we are evil. Communication breaks down once someone views the others as evil, and I think that it's important that we don't go down that road as well. And to be clear, I really like the website That Park Place. I'm criticizing them here, but I do use their content often because I do like them. I just don't agree with this style of prose. I will call these people idiots all day and night. I will call specific people evil, but I seriously hesitate to label a group of people as evil. Even if you personally don't agree with my views on this, I hope you can at least understand why that is my view. And to elaborate a little further, the reason I don't like the 15th Doctor, or of course as I like to call him, Dr.
What the hell is even that?
is not because he's black or because he's gay or bi or whatever he is. I don't care if people live in a different lifestyle from my own, but I don't need Doctor Who to shove that lifestyle in my face. And we all know that this version of the Doctor will be lousy with the woke message. Like an apple chock full of worms. You won't be able to take a bite of it without being completely grossed out. They will keep the immutable characteristics of this Doctor front and center all the way, and they will struggle to tell interesting stories because of it. That is what happened with Jodie Whittaker, and that is why people are checked out with this next generation of Doctor Who BS. The sci-fi story will be incidental. The message will be the focus, and that is why people are checked out on this nonsense. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.